everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy White. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please, if this is the first time you're checking on my channel, kindly hit on that subscribe button and turn on notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Zara cap. Yes, so a few weeks ago I made a boo dress for my client. You can see the picture on your screen, and she requested for a Zara cap, so I made it for her and she loved it. So I just decided to show my YouTubers what you need in making a Zara cap. All you need in making a Zara cap. To make a Zara cap is actually very easy. All you just need to do is to get your materials ready and you are good to go. So that is what we're going to be doing today, how to make this lovely Zara cap you are seeing on your screen. So the items that we need for this Zara cap, I have them here already. So we will need our fabric. So what I have here is a Mikado fabric. You can use any fabric of your choice. You can use an ashoke. So the next thing we need our mako. So I actually got this mako from Oshodi Market here in Lagos. So I bought half yard of the mako for 2,500. So you just need to cut out what you'll be needing for the Zara cap. So another thing we need is our E7000 watt gun that we have here. So you can use your UHU gun, you can use a B6000 gun, but this is what I have and this is what I'll be using in making this Zara cap. So another thing we also need is our elastic, our 1-inch elastic. So you need your ruler, you need your pencil in making what this Zara cap. You need your tape as well. So I think that is all we'll be needing in making this Zara cap. So the first thing we need to do is to place your tape around the head. You need to get the measurement. So after doing that, what I have here is 22 inches. So the circumference I'm working with is 22 inches. So the length of the mako I have here is 20 inches. So I reduced it. Remember I said what we have, the round circumference of the head is 22 inches. So I reduced it with 2 inches. So what I have here is 20 inches. So this is 20 by 3.5 inches. So it depends on how high you want your Zara cap to be. You can have it 4 inches or 4.5 or even 3 inches. So it all depends on your choice, depends on what you want. So what I have here is 3.5. So another thing I need to measure here is our fabric. So what I have here for the length on this fabric, I have 27 inches. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. So for the width, what I have here is 18 inches. So this is it. So this Zara cap is going to be having a bow at the back. I'm going to be making a bow at the back. So I've cut out this piece that I'll be using for the bow. So for the length of this piece that I have here, one is 25 inches and the second piece I have for this bow, the length that I have here is 20 inches. And what I have for the width is 7 inches. So this is what we have for the width of this other one. I have 9 inches for the width of this other bow. So we're going to keep this aside. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the midpoint of this fabric that I have here. So I'll just go ahead and iron it out so that I'll get the midpoint. I want to be able to see the crease line that we have here. So after ironing it out, so now I'm able to identify the midpoint using this crease line. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to get our, and I'm going to measure from one end to the other end. I'm trying to get the midpoint. Remember what we have for the length is 20 inches. So I'll just go ahead and mark out the 10 inches for the midpoint of this mako that we have here. So after marking it out, the next thing I will do is to rule it. I just want to be able to identify the midpoint. So this is how I'm going to place it. Ensure that the midpoints are aligning together. So after placing it this way, what I will do is to fold out a bit of this fabric that I have here towards the mako that we have. Can you see what I'm doing? This is what I am going to do after folding it. So but before I do that, I'm going to be applying gum on this mako that I have here before I fold this out. So at this point, I'll just go ahead and apply this E7000 on the mako this way. I'll take it to the other end. I'll just apply a bit of it, spread it out this way. So after applying it, I'll just leave it for a few seconds before I fold my fabric on it. So now I'm going to be folding my fabric this way. Can you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to be applying a bit of pressure on the fabric here. So after doing that, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to fold it again the second time this way. So after folding it this way, the next thing we're going to do, just watch the way I'm folding it. I'm going to bring it out this way. I'm not going to make it equal at this edge here, no. So I will leave out just a bit, let's say 0.25 of what space on it. I'll just leave out a bit. But before we get to this point, the next thing we'll be needing at this point is our elastic. So I've cut out my elastic. So what I cut out was 3 inches. Can you see it? You can make it 4 inches. So after cutting it out, I'll just open up this place a bit. I'm going to take just a bit of the elastic into what this marker that we have here. I'm placing it in this way. So I'll come over to the other side and do the same thing. I'm going to be putting my elastic in between what the marker and the fabric this way. At this point, I am going to be folding my fabric this way. So after folding it this way, I'm pulling the fabric, the marker that is in between this fabric, I'm pulling it to this edge so that what will have a smooth surface here. So after pulling it in, I will go ahead and fold it again outward. So after folding it this way, the next thing I will do, I'll make sure what my fabric is well tucked in. I will just go ahead and sew from this end to this end. I'm not going to sew on the marker. You understand? We will not be sewing on the marker. So the edge of this, where we have this marker, the end of this marker, that is where I'll be sewing. I'll just take it and to my machine, I'll be sewing it down. So I will come over to this other side and do the same thing. You are going to, while sewing, don't forget that you are going to leave out a space of, let's say, 0.25. Don't make it what equal at the edge. So I've sewn it down and this is what we have. So let me show you what it's looking like on the other side. So this is what it's going to look like after sewing it down. So now at this point, the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be applying our gum to this part of the fabric that we have here. So I'll get my gum and I'm going to apply it on this part that we have here. So I'll just apply enough of it here because we're going to be placing this other one on it. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I'll just go ahead and apply it this way. I'm going to be placing this fabric on it. So I'll just turn it over so I have a better view of what I am doing. So this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to place it on it this way. So after applying pressure on it, this is what the inner is looking like. So this is what the outside is looking like. Can you see it's so smooth? So this is what yours should look like. So one thing I'm going to do next on this fabric is to sew down. Can you see that the fabric is fraying? So I don't want this. If you are using a fabric that is fraying, I don't want the inner to look what rough. I'll just go over to my machine and I'll be folding this in. So I have folded it and this is what we have. So now the next thing we're going to do at this point, I'm going to turn my fabric this way. After turning it this way, I'm going to make sure that it is equal at the edges. So now I'm going to measure what I have here. So the circumference we are working with is 22 inches. So I'll just measure 22 inches, which is 11. Can you see it? So if I measure, divide 22 by 2, we'll be having 11 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark out the 11 inches we'll be sewing on. I'm going to go to my machine, stretch the elastic, and sew on just the elastic alone. I'll be sewing on the elastic alone. You are going to stretch it out and sew on it. So after doing that, I'm going to measure 22 inches of what I want. I'm going to be sewing it this way. Can you see? So I'll be starting my sewing from here. I'll just sew it this way and bring it down this way. So I have sewn it down and this is what we have. So the next thing we are going to do at this point, I'm going to get my needle and thread. We're going to be doing a gather stitch here. So I'll just go over to this side, the end of this fabric here. I will sew on it this way. I'm going to gather it this way. So I'll just take my needle and pass it this way. So after gathering it, this is what we have. So now I'm going to turn it over to the right side so that you see what we have. So after turning it out, this is what our cap is looking like. So the next thing I will do is to go ahead and arrange it on the inside this way. So you can go ahead and use your needle and thread to just tack whatever you feel you want to tack here. So after doing that, at this point also, if you want to apply appliques on it, you can go ahead and apply appliques on it, studs or whatever you feel you want to use, accessory you feel you want to use to beautify this cap. You can go ahead and do that. I'm going to be attaching a bow to the back of this cap. So I've cut out the piece already. So what I will just do is to go over to my machine. I'm going to be sewing on it this way. When I get to this end, I'll leave out a bit because I'm going to be bringing out the fabric. I'll do the same thing for the other side. So I have sewn the piece I'll be using for the bow and I've ironed it out. So this is what we have here. So now at this point, I'm going to get the midpoint of this piece. I am going to just pleat it out this way. So after pleating it out, can you see what I have as the bow? Can you see it? So after pleating it out, I will get my needle and thread. I will sew it this way. So you know it's going to be very thick. You have to be careful with your needle because I have a very thick fabric here. So I'll just go ahead and tack it this way at the midpoint. So I'm done sewing the bow and this is what we have for our bow. So now at this point, the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to be attaching it to the back of our Zara cap. So this is how I'm going to attach it, and after attaching it, this is what our cap is going to look like. After attaching the bow to the cap, this is what we have for our Zara cap. I use needle and thread to attach this bow to this cap. You can also use your gum to attach your bow to the cap, but for durability purpose, I will advise that you use a needle and thread in attaching your bow to the cap. So this is what we have for our Zara cap. Very easy and simple to make, guys. This is it. So I also went ahead to add these stone beads you are seeing on the cap just to beautify this cap a bit. So this is how easy it is to make a Zara cap that you can use in wearing your boo-boo gown or any outfit of your choice. So this is it, guys. So please, if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit on that subscribe button and turn on notification bell so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like and share this video, make your comment. Till our next tutorial again, we'll be doing something else. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.